Hello, third grade parents, and welcome to Back to School Night for grade 3 here at Grandview Elementary School. Tonight you'll hear a little bit about these different topics. We're going to talk to you about math, science, social studies, reading, writing, phonics, and finally academic support.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Abate, and I will be talking about the mathematics curriculum. We align our curriculum to the New Jersey Student Learning Standards for Mathematics. You can click this link in the slide to bring you right to those standards if you would like to take a look at them. We break our curriculum into 6 units: addition and subtraction, represent and interpret data, multiplication and division, and finally fractions and measurement and geometry. We use GoMath to help us with teaching your child. There will be times that your teacher uses other resources to help support your child's learning. There is a GoMath online access letter. If you click this link, it will bring you right to it. It gives you the website, how to log in, and then just some useful information about the website. It tells you a little bit about different icons that your student has access to once they log in. There is also the Think Central login page. This is the login that your students will use to get into their Think Central website. Please make sure they have New Jersey, Piscataway, and Grandview clicked, and then again, their username and password is their ID number, and then a lowercase p followed by their ID number again. Now, our mathematics lesson sequence. We start with an opener, and our openers are geared towards getting your student or your child to think outside the box, think differently, challenge themselves. Because in third grade, we're always looking to grow our brains. Sometimes this is usually a 5-minute activity where there's not always one right answer. It's just to get your student to hear other children's ideas and the way they think, and to open their minds to new ways of going at a problem. After our opener, there's our mini lesson where your teacher will teach the concept for the day, and then they will go into independent work. Their independent work might be on the Think Central website. It also might be in their math book, and sometimes it will be maybe a Google Doc or a Google slide as time progresses that they will complete. And then last but not least, we do have our closure, where we will come back as a class, go over the concept that was taught, maybe review a word problem. But this is a time where the teacher brings everyone back together to just review the concept that was taught that day. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teachers. Have a wonderful day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Ahrens, and I'm a third grade teacher here at Grandview Elementary School. I was asked to just briefly go over the science curriculum and some of the expectations that you guys will be expected to work with this year in third grade science. As you can see, there are 4 major overarching topics in the units. Topic 1 is weather and climate. Topic 2, forces and interaction. Topic 3, inheritance and variance of traits. And topic 4, interdependent relationships and ecosystems. The curriculum this year will be mostly delivered via a really informative, really great website called Mystery Science. This website is both great for remote learning and in-person learning when we do return to the classroom. So let's take a look here. When you click on the Mystery Science tab and go to their website, you're going to notice down the left-hand side, we have all the grade levels listed here: kindergarten, first grade, second grade. So it's also a great resource for you to use for siblings that are in other grades. But so far as third grade is concerned, I would encourage you to take a look at the topics that are here: animals through time, power of flowers, stormy skies, and invisible forces. All of these relate to those previously mentioned topics that I was talking about. If you click on each topic, You can then actually see each lesson that we're going to be working on this year, give or take. As you go through these lessons, you'll notice the names of them, but you'll also notice right here that there are questions on each of these. That's a very important thing for us all to understand about the science curriculum, is that each lesson is based around a core question. From that question, we then go through an exploration, and from that exploration, we encourage our students to make inferences and come up with other questions to further the lesson. So basically, what it really comes down to is I, as a teacher, am a facilitator, question asker, more so than one just giving all of this information to your students. So it's important for them to be involved, especially in these Zoom meetings, with questioning, with asking questions, with raising their hand and making observations. That'll be one of the biggest things in science this year. If you do one other thing while you're at this website, I would also suggest you take a look at the third grade planning guide right here. And in this planning guide, you can kind of see what all the questions are and what all the different units are that we will be focusing on this year in detail. So that's about it for now. Have a great night. Thank you all for watching and coming out to Back to School Night.
Good evening, families. This is Mrs. Erickson. I am one of the social studies teachers in third grade. This year, your child will be learning from 4 units. Unit 1 will include America in the World with a focus on the government. Students will be learning about the government of the United States as well as governments around the world. Unit 2 will focus on geography in different places around the world. In Unit 3, students will be learning about the history of our country and other countries. Students will learn about famous people as well as famous landmarks. In Unit 4, students will be learning about economics, innovations, and technology, such as different inventions that have helped the human race. A social studies lesson is very similar to a readers or writers workshop sequence. In the lesson, there is an opening meeting in which the teacher may read a read aloud, or the whole class may discuss a certain topic. During the work period, students will be working independently on a small project or could be collaborating with other students. They may also have a reading article, or they may have a writing topic related to social studies. In the closing of the lesson, students will be meeting back together with the teacher and whole class to discuss things they did during their work period. Students may have further questions as well. Throughout the year, these 4 units will be taught.
Hi families, my name is Megan Macmillan and I'm going to talk about the reading curriculum. Our reading curriculum is a unit of study written by Lucy Calkins and the Teachers College Reading and Writing Project. Reader's Workshop refers to the organizational structure. We follow this pattern with each lesson. First, we have an opening. It's usually 10 to 15 minutes long and where the teacher models a new skill or strategy and the class may practice together as a group. We then move on to the work period where the teacher sends the students off to practice this new skill or strategy independently. This may last from anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. During this time, teachers will either pull small groups for individualized instruction or may do a one-on-one reading conference with your child. Reader's Workshop is a wonderful program in which it builds student choice and uses assessments to help teachers design the curriculum. It provides extended time for your child to read, think, and talk about books on a daily basis. The main focus is to differentiate or personalize instruction in order to accommodate the learning needs of all students. Teachers explicitly teach strategies that students will not just use the day they're taught, but whenever they will use them whenever they read. The main goal is to foster a love for reading. There are various units that we will cover all year. The first unit is Building a Reading Life. It's an introductory fiction unit, and we practice skills such as predicting and summarizing and making inferences. We then move on to Mysteries, which is also another fiction unit. You will see some of the skills spiral throughout the year as we add on to each skill or strategy as the year progresses. The third unit switches to nonfiction, where we will practice skills such as main idea and cross-text synthesis. We then move to our character study, which moves back to fiction, where we dive deep into analyzing characters. Next, we move on to a test prep unit, which will help your child get ready for the NJ SLAW in the spring. The second to last unit is a social issues book club, which will help your child analyze and interpret social issues in higher level texts. And we end the year with a research club, which is a group activity where your child will get together with their peers. It's nonfiction, and together they will practice studying and pulling out important notes for researching. This mainly focuses on animals in third grade. I hope this was informative. I know teachers can't wait to start Reader's Workshop, and we hope that this year is a big year that your children just love to read.
Hi everyone, my name is Kristen Gaddy, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about our writing curriculum. So for writing, we use a Writer's Workshop model, and our curriculum is the units of study written by Lucy Calkins and published by Heinemann. During Writer's Workshop, we follow a predictable structure. So for the opening of our lesson, we usually gather together as a class and we talk about some of the skills and strategies that we could be using in our writing. That mini lesson lasts for about 10 minutes. Then the children are invited to go off to write independently using all of those skills and strategies that they've learned in the mini lessons in their writing. During the work period, as a teacher, we gather some of the children together in small groups or even individually to talk to them about their reading and writing and give them some more tips and pointers for how to lift the level of their writing. Then, at the end of our work period, we gather back together and we all share some of the writing that we did during the work period. So what I really love about Writer's Workshop is that it's an extended period of time for the children to be able to just write, to get all their thoughts and ideas down on paper. And another great thing about it is that it's a way for teachers to be able to differentiate or to personalize our instruction to be able to meet the needs of all the children in our class. We can give every child tips and pointers that specifically match what they're working on in their writing. Now, this year, we'll be focusing on 7 different units in Writer's Workshop. Our first unit is called Crafting True Stories. In this unit, the children are going to be choosing small moments from their lives and telling all about those small moments. So they're going to be writing stories about their lives. Our second unit is called Changing the World. In this unit, the children will be able to write opinion pieces and understand that their voices can make a difference in this world. Our third unit is called The Art of Information. The children will be working on writing informational books about a topic of their choice. Our fourth unit is Baby Literary Essays. Now in this unit, the children will be reading all kinds of books and then choosing one to write about. They'll form an opinion or a thesis statement about their book and then find evidence throughout the story to support their ideas. Our fifth unit is our test prep unit, which will help us all to prepare for the NJSLA in the spring. Our sixth unit is Once Upon a Time, adapting fairy tales. The children are going to be taking a classic version of a fairy tale and making some changes to it in order to make their own version. And our last unit of the year is called Writing About Research. The children will be working together in groups and writing books about an animal of their choice and putting all their chapters together into one book. So we have a lot of exciting things in store for us this year in Writer's Workshop, and I hope you learned a lot of good information about our writing curriculum.
Hi, I'm Natalie Bauza, one of the third grade literacy teachers here at Grandview School, and I'm going to talk to you about the phonics component to our curriculum. This year, we will be launching Level 3 of Foundations. Your child participated in Foundations in first and second grade. We will be building on the skills that they learned throughout their time with Foundations. This is a systematic and explicit approach to reading and spelling words through the use of phonics. Research shows that this is the best way to teach children about reading and spelling words. We're going to be studying advanced word structure, different spelling rules, and a strong focus on vocabulary. Students will be exposed to a wide variety of text structures to understand how words work together. This program will be interactive, similar to how they worked in first and second grade. We'll be tapping out words using our fingers, and we will be marking up words with some of the same strategies that they previously learned. This program at Level 3 also includes a cursive handwriting component. This will take about 10 to 20 minutes daily, and we'll be doing this in a whole class setting. You'll receive more information about the units from your child's classroom teacher for literacy. Each unit lasts about 2 to 3 weeks, where we really focus on specific skills so that your child can transfer these skills into their own writing and their reading. If you have any questions, please reach out to your child's teacher. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Romanowski, the support specialist for third grade. I want to talk to you about reading intervention. Here in Piscataway, we use a process known as RTI, Response to Intervention. To begin with, we use assessment to determine what tier students belong in. We give all students 2 assessments. One is the STAR Renaissance Reading Assessment. It's a computer adaptive test that's nationally normed. We use that data in combination with running records that are completed by either classroom teacher or myself to determine if students have an area of need that goes beyond general classroom instruction, including differentiation that's happening in the classroom. So once students have been identified as having an area of need, I will administer more specific assessments if necessary to target an area for instruction. The next steps for me include writing a goal for your child and choosing an intervention that will help to remediate their area of need. So if your student is in need of phonics skills, I might use Foundations Double Dose. If your student is in need of comprehension strategies, I may use the Fountas and Pinnell Leveled Literacy Intervention, known as LLI. I have lots of other research-based interventions at my disposal, and depending on what the area of need is for the child, I'll use that intervention to help remediate. As we go along through our program, we are constantly progress monitoring to see how our chosen intervention is working. If it is not working, we make adjustments, either frequency or the length of the intervention, or choosing a different intervention for that child. At the end, there'll be formal assessment again in the form of STAR Renaissance and running records to confirm that the child has made progress, your student has made progress on that particular goal. And at that point, I reassess and write a new goal, or perhaps the child's no longer in need of reading support services. So please rest assured that we have all of your children in safe hands using the RTI process to identify any areas of need.